Hey beautiful soul, welcome to the channel. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share your thoughts below. I would love to hear from you. If you already subscribed, welcome back. I'm so glad you could join me again. For those who have gifted me with super thanks and joined my channel's memberships, you guys are amazing. I love you all. Let's get a collective reading. Please keep an open mind. Take only what resonates with you and let the rest go. Spirit, show us the messages that wants to come true for the collective. Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to take a few more. The Star. Wow. I may need to cover this. Wow. All the major arcanas. Queen of Cups and the Knight of Cups. Okay, right away I'm getting everyone is stunned by you. Or perhaps they're stunned by something. And I'm not talking about like just surprise. You know, they're stunned in that frozen, wide-eyed disbelief, hand over mouth, saying, did that just happen kind of way. Because there's one person in this story who's kind of stubborn and they never budge. Yeah, maybe they have pride. The one person who's been the same for years, they are glued to their habits like it's cement or something, and everyone around them just accepted them. That's who they are, like that's just how they are. They will never change. Maybe, yeah, people tell them you'll never change, don't even try to change this person. You know that person, the permanent fixture, the one you could predict down to the exact tone of their voice. Stubborn, consistent, and set in their ways. And then Spirit is showing me that you show up in this person's life. Somehow, without trying, without forcing anything, you kind of shifted them. Yes. And now people are stunned. Yes. It's like this person looks unfamiliar. People who have known them forever are watching them like, wait, since when do you act like that? Since when do you talk like that? And the wild part is they're shocked too. This person who is stubborn, they are shocked at themselves. They're sitting there like, what did I just do? Why did I soften that way? Why can't I stop replaying that moment? Why is this person in my head? I don't think about one person that way. I don't allow myself to feel this way. Yes. Let me try to give you a metaphor because, I don't know what to call it. Let me think. I kind of see a lighthouse. You already know what the lighthouse represents, okay? It's not just a structure, it's a symbolic, a fixed point. Something built to stand through storms, something steady, unchanging. You look at it and you think, that thing is always there. There's always going to be there. Always facing the same direction. Always doing what it does. We all know someone who feels like that. Their patterns feel locked. Their reactions are scripted. Their walls are part of the architecture. Their refusal to apologize, especially if it all feels structural, like it's already hammed into them. But then one day, it's like the lighthouse turns, not gradually. Yes. It's like it turns overnight, like a switch flip, and everyone is like watching, but they cannot process it. Because how can the lighthouse just, change one night? If that can change, then what else can? And that is what happened to them because of you. Not because you begged, not because you proved a point. Just because you existed in a room just by being yourself, and you have this ripple effect. It's making people uncomfortable because it proves the impossible was never impossible. It was just untapped. And it all traces back to one moment with you. There's someone out there who's been quietly looking at you, clocking your every move, but not in a creepy way. More like they cannot help it. The way you get stuck on someone's profile, or the way you get stuck on their mind, the way you check like maybe their story so many times a day and still pretend you didn't. Okay, that's this person. They're looking you up, watching the little details, maybe even saving something from your profile. Yes, because they want to keep looking at you. This person may be popular. They may have a lot of people, friends, family, could be followers if they're famous. They're not sheltered, okay? They're not new to life. They have crossed paths with all types of people. But something about you stopped them in their track. You did that rare thing where their attention didn't just light off. It's like you caught their attention, and it almost felt like, soul recognition. Also, like when you saw each other, it could be the strange deja vu moment where your body knows before your mind even has words. I'm not trying to be dramatic, okay? But that's the vibe. Because whatever you carry, it sticks to this person. It sticks to their memory. And I'm getting it's not just your looks. Though yes, you're attractive. It's the presence. It is the undertone. The way people kind of remembers you years later, even if they only met you once. There's something under the surface that people pick up on, but they cannot explain. I call it aura, or energy, or call it whatever you want, but it lands. So they feel this pull towards you. They don't fully understand why. Maybe they get confused, annoyed, because it interrupts their usual rhythm in life. And maybe for a while, they do nothing about it. They just watch from a distance. Let me pull more. Yes. Part of this person, they're afraid you'll never cross paths again. That you will, a one moment or one passing thing, a passing encounter. Maybe you met briefly, maybe you've known each other, but kind of drifted apart. But either way, there was this pressure of, what if that was the only chance and I've missed that opportunity? I also get this person, they do not wear their heart on their sleeve. They have a hard time showing their true feelings. They may come across as guarded, maybe even a little intimidating if you don't know them. Yes, their walls are high up. The kind of walls that took years to build, and everyone in their life knows the unspoken rules around them. This person, they are the type who never lets anyone in. The one who never admits they were wrong. The one who doubles down even when it's obvious they shouldn't. Everyone's learned to work around it. Everyone's learned not to expect anything. They have been playing the role everyone assigned to them. The tough one, the stubborn one, unbendable one. And they played so well. And eventually nobody could picture them being anything else. So what happened? I see there could have been a moment between you two that didn't go smoothly. Maybe an argument or misunderstanding. Maybe they approached you in the wrong way, said something out of character, or they acted dismissive, or they had their armor on. And they fully expected you to respond like everyone else respond. Either try to fight back or, just back away. Cold, dismissive, defensive, just done. But what they expected, you didn't do. You responded with something they weren't prepared for. You were calm. They could sense you're warm, you're genuine, you are graceful. Even though you had every right to match their energy, you didn't. You just remained composed and steady. Maybe you chose gentle words. Yeah, you didn't let it fester or turn into a battle. And that threw them off balance. Because they're used to two reactions, pushback or fear, but you gave them neither. You stayed soft, you stayed grounded, you stay you, and something cracked open within them. I keep seeing it like, a sealed window being opened for the very first time in years. The window you haven't opened in years and it's so stiff, rusty, and resistant, but suddenly it moves, and there's their heart right now. Something in them shifted, and they couldn't slam it shut fast enough. Then came the internal shift. Not a small adjustment, a full system reboot. For the first time in a long time, they felt exposed to themselves, like they never saw their own behavior from the outside, and they couldn't defend it anymore. Yes, people call it a wake-up call. It felt more like a mirror. They couldn't look away, it's like the first time they saw themselves in a mirror. They keep replaying it over and over. And instead of building their usual case for why they were right, they're trying to justify things like usual. They couldn't shake the feeling that they were wrong. And here's the part, it's like it gets crazy. It gets even crazier because other people are noticing. I hear their friends, their family, their co-workers, the people who know them best are picking up on the shift. They're hearing things like, they've never heard this person say out loud, "Yeah, I handled that badly. Yes, I was wrong. Yes, I should not have said that." And the people around them are looking at each other like, who is this person? Did someone swap you? Are you okay? Because this is the person who could be caught red-handed and still find a way to make it somebody else's fault. That's who they have been. But now the armor is slipping. If you saw them today, you feel it. Their energy is different, lighter, less combative, like they set down something heavy they've been carrying for years. It feels like an ego death in the best way. I feel their identity was built on being formidable, untouchable. They're so right, they're so tough, they never need anyone. But that identity is cracking open. It's like, not to say destroy it, but it's to free them. And it all happened because of you. I see you're not trying to fix them or even save them. But something about the way you met them, it's like you didn't punish them with cruelty. Yes, you met them with your gentle, quiet spirit. And you didn't punish them with fear, okay? You simply stayed calm without trying to prove anything. Yes, that kindness hit a place in them nobody else could reach. And it's very healing. You heal this person from the inside. Nobody has yet ever touched this person in that way. And now they cannot stop thinking about you. So this person, they have been replaying a moment, an interaction, like it's a scene they cannot stop rewinding. They're going back multiple times a day, checking in on you, especially if you have social media. And every replay carries a weird mix of guilt. You know, it feels deep, more than attraction. It's not just wanting you, it's being drawn to what you made possible inside of them. It's the feeling of being seen without being attacked. They feel safe enough to feel something without losing control. And listen, people like this, they don't build their walls just for fun, right? There's self-protection, a defense mechanism. They learn somewhere along the way that people can use your softness against you. So they turn themselves into a rock, because eventually everyone believed that the rock was their personality. But rock doesn't melt because someone argues. It melts because someone offers gentleness without strings attached. And that's what you did. Now they're caught in a fight inside themselves. I feel like their pride is screaming, don't reach out, don't apologize, don't admit anything. That's not who you are. But there's another voice now, a quieter one, a braver one, the one that's been pressured to stay silent for years. Yes, there's two voices. The quieter voice, it keeps saying, you need to make it right. You need to speak up or speak out. You need to try. The voice is getting stronger. Yes. Can you imagine the courage it takes to outgrow everyone's expectations? To walk into rooms where people know you as one thing and show up as something else. That's very terrifying for them. Because changing means risking judgment. It means admitting the old version wasn't working. It means letting people see the soft parts or the vulnerable parts. I'm also getting they're nervous to reach out because they assume you wrote them off. They may assume you think of them like a jerk. They assume you're done. But the funny part is, You're probably not even holding onto it like they are. They felt the awkwardness. Maybe they got annoyed with themselves. They try to move on. But you're not the type to cling to resentment. Meanwhile, this person is losing sleep over you. The power dynamic flip. Yes, what's going to happen next? I feel this person is reaching the peak or the point of no return. I feel like they want to reach out. And when they reach out, it's going to feel different from the usual style. They're going to be more careful, more intentional, more selective. They may start off small, casual, just a check-in. They're trying to test the waters. Or they may surprise you and go straight for it. You know, like they may say, I've been thinking about what happened. I was wrong. I'm sorry. You know, if I knew back then, you know, what is true, I wouldn't have done it, you know. There's a lot of things that they want to admit to you. And for this person, that apology is not a small thing. That is them handing you a piece of themselves they don't hand out to anyone. It's not just words. It's a surrender of a habit that's protected them for years. They also may try to make it up to you in action, but not some like dramatic movie scene, something practical. They want to offer you help. They want to show up for you properly. They want to do a small gesture that says, I'm trying. You know, they want to try without them having to say the big scary sentence out loud. Because being vulnerable is still a new territory. And people who haven't practiced softness often fumble the first few times. But the effort will be genuine, even if the delivery is clumsy. And here's the bigger message. Maybe you have something, a gift, whether you realize it or not. You bring out the best in people without forcing it. You don't do it by performing. You do it by staying authentic, by staying grounded, by not letting someone else's hardness turn you hard. Yes. Most people either mirror coldness back or avoid it altogether. But you didn't. You stayed warm. You stayed steady. And it changed someone in a way like nobody could. So, if you've recently had a rough moment with someone who has a reputation for being impossible, keep your eyes open. Something is shifting on their side. Even if they try to hide it, they're processing, they're feeling unsettled, but this person is waking up. Once that kind of shift starts, it's going to spread. You might notice them being kinder to others too, more patient, more willing to admit things, less reactive, like the weight they carry as an identity is finally loosening. They have been holding on to this idea of who they had to be in order to survive. Maybe tough, unshakable, always right, and it was exhausting them, even if they never admitted it. You didn't fight this person like into change. You quietly gave them permission to put the armor down. Yes. And one last thing. When they do reach out, they will probably be nervous about how you are going to respond. Maybe they are going to feel like you're not going to react. It likely took a lot to get to you. So however you choose to reply, just remember the gesture itself is evidence of something huge. Because everyone around them is still shocked, like they watch this person who never changes, act completely different and not understanding why. But you know why now. It was that one moment you chose kindness instead of conflict, and it opened a door that's been locked for a very long time. So if this message resonates, okay, I hope you can like this video, perhaps share it with someone that needs it. Also subscribe, okay? I'm gonna post some initials. You may find your own initials or the person's initials. Sometimes you may see a word or a sign. Wow, I see the word Torah. Do you know what it means? Maybe somebody can explain below. Okay, you may see your birthday, birth month, birth year, or your person's, or maybe angels, numbers, life path. Seeing 999 or 666, 333, 7, 5, another 3. Okay, let's grab some of my dice. Yes, is this rainbow? There's a little bunny right here. That's peculiar. Bunny, rainbow. You see they're watching you. Yes. I hear they have been searching for the right words. They feel pulled towards you. Yes. It's like they're blossoming for the first time. This person may like, sake, drinks, maybe not. I see shooting star. Star could represent healing. Oh, they have the answers now. Something about, maybe they're coming with the answer. Yeah, this person is changing. I see Libra. They want to balance the scales. Maybe they're coming to invite you, take you out in their car. They have been thinking, processing. They may look younger than their age, or you look younger than your age. I see communication. Yes, they want to talk. This is like fireworks or sparks. They want to make you smile. They're watching you. This could be about third eye. Maybe you're already sensing it. It's Mercury in retrograde, so maybe there's misunderstanding or argument between you, okay? So yes, they are hyper focused on you. My ducks, this is so cute. My ducks are absolutely not in a row. I don't even know where some of them. I'm pretty sure one of them is a pigeon. You know, it's giving me the vibe that this person is very like, you know, weird or quirky. Like they stand out, you know, their personality stood out. And they want to be so perfect, you see. They want to get things right. Yeah, you guys may like, yeah, they are so afraid of your reaction. Okay, I'm not saying like you're explosive, but maybe it's them or people are afraid of their reaction, reactive. Yeah, they're trying to get their shit together. Okay, let's see some of my mini bits. You may see the signs. I'm seeing Cancer, Taurus, Aquarius, Libra. We got Libra here. Another Libra, a lot of Libra. Taurus again. Oh, sorry, Aries. 84. OG. Rock. Yeah. Sounds like rock. W. Libra again. So many Libra. Sagittarius. F. 894864. Could be angels numbers. Q. F. 2F. 2 Aquarius. Alright, I'm gonna leave it here. I hope this reading resonates. Please like, subscribe, and share. Also, check out my other channels so you don't miss out on any readings. Remember to subscribe. Take care, guys. Love and light to you.